Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara, and today's video is going to be my May housing market update. As always, I'm going to be breaking up this video into a few different sections, those being price, inventory, mortgages, local news, and other. I have a lot of statistics and charts to cover with you guys today, so let's jump right into the content. Let's start out with price on a national level. As you probably know, home prices and interest rates have been on the rise and inventory levels are quite low. I have a chart I'm going to put up on the screen that shows you how this is actually impacting someone's monthly payment. Housing costs have increased nearly 55% in the past year alone. When we consider price appreciation of homes and also the increase in interest rates, we can see the impact on someone's monthly payment is quite large. So if someone was looking at spending right around $1,600 a month for a $400,000 home, they would now be spending right around $2,600 per month for the same home, which is now estimated to be $480,000. Now remember, this is a national statistic, so of course this is going to be different depending on where you're living and the specific housing market that you're located in. It'll also vary based on your qualifications for a loan and a bunch of other different factors. But I did think that this was worth sharing, as it does get the point across that the amount of money people are having to spend each month for a mortgage is increasing rapidly. It just got really sunny here all of a sudden, so let me go ahead and close the blinds a little bit so I'm not so washed out. Alright, I think that's much better, so let's dive back into some statistics. I was reading recently that Americans have gained just over $6 trillion in home price appreciation over the past couple years. That's pretty immense when you think about it. Of course, the country is quite large and there are a lot of homes and a lot of people living here, but that's still a pretty big number. I also want to touch briefly on rent prices. So for a one-bedroom rental, prices have hit all-time highs for 13 out of the past 14 months. If we look at two-bedroom rentals, prices for those have also been increasing each month for the past 15 months. I'm sure that if you're a renter out there, you're already aware of these crazy prices that we've been seeing lately. And if you were able to lock in a really good price, or maybe your rent didn't go up all that much when you renewed, then definitely be happy, because I know that that's been impacting quite a few people. Let's jump into price on a local level. I have a few different charts I'm going to be popping up on the screen here, the first of which shows you the change in average sale price for homes in the Asheville region. This compares home prices for April of this year compared to April of last year. So as you can see, the average sale price for the Asheville region has now reached $450,000. This is a 9.7% increase year over year. The next chart I'm going to put up shows you the change in median sale price. This has gone up even more, right around 13.6% year over year to reach $375,000. In some of my past videos, I've mentioned what percentage sellers are actually receiving of their list price. So in other words, when they sell their home, how much of that list price did they actually get? And the past few times I mentioned this statistic, it was right around, I want to say, 98%. Well, as you can see by this chart, as of April of this year, that percentage has now surpassed 100%. This is up 2.4% year over year. One of the most important charts that I'm going to be sharing in today's video is this one. This chart shows you the change in housing affordability year over year. As you can see, housing affordability peaked in 2012 and has been stair-stepping down ever since then. I really want to drill this point home for anyone out there who has been saying over the years that they're waiting for the market to get better. They're just waiting for home prices to go down a little bit, or interest rates to drop, or the demand to lessen, or inventory to increase. All of these different things that people are waiting on. But if you look at this chart, it'll show you that over the past 10 years, housing affordability has only been getting worse. Now, could we be reaching a bottom of this chart and stabilizing and maybe going upwards? In other words, will home prices become more affordable? It's hard to say what's actually going to happen, and the last thing I want to do is to pressure someone into buying or selling a property. However, I just want to bring this point to light that if you're waiting until next year for home prices to go down or mortgage rates to drop, I really don't think that we're going to see that. There's just way too much housing demand out there, and it's going to take a long time for housing inventory to catch up to that demand. Not to mention the fact that mortgage rates are projected to continue to increase and are over 2% higher than we saw in December. It's highly, highly unlikely that we're going to see those historic lows again. I know that many people that I helped purchase a home last year have already seen a significant amount of price appreciation in their home, and the people that have been continuing to wait on the sidelines have not had the benefit of gaining from that price appreciation. Well, I don't want to rant on for too long, so let's jump now into inventory on a national level. If we make the assumption that homes will continue to be built at the 5-year average pace, this pace would actually have to triple in order to close the gap of home completions in 5 to 6 years. This is according to a Realtor.com report. So in other words, what this statistic is saying is that if builders were to triple their pace of construction, we wouldn't be able to meet national housing demand for the next 5 to 6 years. So if you really think that the housing market is going to cool off anytime soon, this statistic should give you a pretty good idea of what we're in for the next few years. Another aspect that's really playing a big role in the housing shortage is the fact that anyone that purchased a home and got a mortgage last year or the year before and was able to lock in a historically low interest rate below 3% probably isn't looking to sell and now get a 5.25% or 5.5% interest rate. What's more likely to happen is that they'll stay in their current home and maybe make some renovations. I only have one statistic to share with you in regards to inventory on a local level, but I do want to share this chart here that shows you how much inventory has changed over the past couple years in the Asheville region. As you can see, year over year, inventory is down 36%. And as I mentioned a few different times in this video, I don't necessarily think that we're going to see a big rush of sellers putting their homes on the market anytime soon. Let's jump now into mortgage news. Mortgage rates are now increasing at a pace that we haven't seen since the spring of 1994. We started out the year right around 3% and surpassed 5% in April. This equates to roughly $440 more in monthly payments for someone getting a traditional mortgage. At the time of recording, interest rates are right around 5.25 and 5.5%. This is the highest they have been since 2009. As I mentioned a bit earlier, mortgage rates are greatly impacting the purchasing power of buyers. I want to share another chart here to really get this point across. Someone who could previously afford a $357,000 home with a 4% interest rate with 20% down can now only afford a $325,000 home at a 5% interest rate if they want to keep their monthly payment the same. So I know that this might not sound like great news to buyers whatsoever, especially because people's incomes aren't exactly keeping pace with inflation. So what does this mean for you as a buyer? Should you continue to wait out the market and see what happens, or maybe try to jump in now? Something that I mentioned in my April housing market update video is that if you compare interest rates right now to interest rates years ago, you'll see that interest rates around 5% really aren't that bad. I know plenty of people that years ago paid an interest rate of 10% or more for a home. While 5% might seem quite high, especially when we compare it to that historic 2.65% or even 3%. It's really important to look at the larger picture. Alright, I think you guys know where I'm coming from at this point, so let's jump into some local news. The only thing I have to share here is that the Catawba Falls Trail has actually been closed temporarily from May 2nd until spring of 2023. Reason being, they're going to be revamping the trail a little bit. adding some retaining walls, some overlooks, some boardwalks, etc. While this is definitely one of my favorite areas around Asheville, there are definitely a lot of other waterfalls and rivers and streams to enjoy summer in. I wasn't planning to include in here any sort of proposed developments that are happening around Asheville. I did that in a few of my other housing market update videos, and if you want me to continue to do that, definitely leave me a comment below and let me know. Alright, I have just a couple more statistics for you guys to end out this video. According to a new report from Atom Data Solutions, taxes increased on average right around 1.8% in 2021. That is the lowest record in years despite the record home price growth. One last chart I want to pop up on the screen here is from Fannie Mae, and this shows you projections for existing home sales over the next few years. As you can see, in 2021, existing home sales were right around 6.1 million. This year, they're projected to be right around 5.6 million, and in 2023, right around 5 million. Something really important to note here is that this is not about price appreciation or home sale price. This is simply in regards to the number of homes that are actually sold. Well, that is everything for today's video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this one. If you did, please consider hitting the like button and leave me a comment below. Let me know what you learned from this video and what you guys want to see next time. Also, don't forget, if you have not yet received a copy of my free home buyer guide, please go ahead and reach out to me and I will be more than happy to send you a copy. If you're possibly considering selling your home, I would be more than happy to provide a free comparative market analysis so that you can see what your home might sell for in today's market. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider sharing it with your family and friends. It really helps my channel to grow, and don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright everyone, well, I'll see you very soon in the next one.